Welcome back to the ministry, and we're going into our track 4, I believe we're in now, which is Make It Right. So, give me 1 second. Okay, welcome back. And so, the first thing I want to do is I want to observe what happened in the music video, because this one actually had a music video for it. And it's important that I say this. When the music video started, he's sitting in a club watching the girl. Your goddamn spouse, I don't know how many times I gotta say this. He been watching you. He been watching you. He been watching your mannerisms. He been watching things that you've been doing. If you were involved with a counterfeit before them, recently, they were probably watching that too. Trying to figure out how they were going to approach you when they did. Because what he does in this music video is slick. He's watching the girl being disrespected in her previous relationship. So, every time he broke your precious heart and did it with no regrets, for every time he started going off and showing you no respect, for every time he used to scream at you as if you were a child, every time he didn't tell you the truth, one lie after lie, these men know, especially if you were in a tumultuous relationship, and for some of y'all was in a tumultuous relationship because you was the prodigal and you was holding on for dear life to that previous relationship. I've been there. I tried desperately over 10 years ago to hold on to the relationship I had. It was not meant for me. I was acting a plumb fool over that relationship. And I knew it was ending, but I kept holding on to it. It's like, if you was the counterfeit, release, let go, breathe. This is why we tell you. Counterfeits let go of the goddamn spouses, because you got one that's watching you, probably sitting there saying, if you would just let that person go, I could come to you, but you just won't do it. Anyway, I'm going to make it all right. Make it all right. Make it all right. They have been planning how they were going to be everything that the last guy wasn't. Somebody needs to just shout right there. Every time when he stayed out all night, some of y'all had men like that. Come on, you know you did when you was in that relationship before. And left you at home alone. For every time you would have been all right if he just picked up a phone. You know, some of y'all having triggered flashbacks because I even said that. Every time you wanted to up and leave but didn't quite know how to. For every time you wanted someone like me to love and cherish you. How many of y'all was in your previous relationship wondering, man, I wish he would do this. I wish he would do that. I wish he would. And he kept suggesting it to him, and they just wouldn't do it. They just wouldn't do it. But they were spending the night out with their boys. They were spending the night out doing what they do. They were spending the night out creeping, doing whatever they was doing behind your back and leaving you home alone, and wouldn't have called, didn't text, left you at home till 2:30 in the morning. You know, the song that delivered me, side note, song that delivered me, I forgot who sang it. Was it something Michelle? I forget what her name is. uh 4:30 a.m., 4:30 in the morning. I remember when my relationship was falling apart towards the end of our last rotation, and that song came out, and it was something on that song that made me righteously indignant. And that's what started the 6-month unraveling of the last relationship I was in. That 4 a.m. song. Just for knowledge sake. You don't have to look no more. You don't have to look no further. Because I'm right before you. Some of y'all men, your God-ordained spouse, he's been in front of you before. You've met him before. You've seen him before. You might have passed him before. Y'all crossed paths before. He showed up in a specific way. And for y'all people that are called to influential people, you probably seen him before because he's a person of influence. I know. I'm gonna tell you this. When my relationship was ending with my counterfeit, the first time, the Lord showed me. He didn't show me that this guy was it, but at that time, a song came out by this guy. I might be saying too much, but it literally was depicting the end of my relationship. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh, okay. Looking back on it, I could laugh now. Because these are the men. Matter of factly, some of y'all, and maybe it's just me, but because of the type of connection that you have with this influential person that the Lord is sending you, and you know if you are being sent to an influential person, you know. If you don't know, then this ain't for you. Let me repeat that. If it's not an influential person, that part's not for you. No. But something about it kind of reflects through over time. They kept popping up in a way that the Lord kept putting them in front of you. And they were saying or doing or commenting or quoting or doing something that was almost, how you know to sing about that? Or how you know to say that? How you know to quote right now? How did you? Because God was preparing you for that person. And you was ignoring it. Just like this man was saying in this song. Because he's trying to tell you, I'm going to be the one to make it all right. That man's going to be the one that's going to make it all right. The whole concept of the theory of the song is pretty much telling you, I'm going to be the one to obliterate all the stuff that one did. And I'm going to make everything all right again. In a nutshell. Are we good with that? Because that actually is the end of that song. I'm going to come back with the next one.